Yo, this is Soulja86 bringing you another video. We're going to talk about 2K just in general. Not necessarily 2K25, but just 2K. And franchise fatigue. That's what I wanted to start this video out with, just to touch on franchise fatigue. And I think that's definitely what I'm feeling now because, to be honest with you, um, it's so hard to get like super excited about 2K25, though I do appreciate and like a lot of the things that have been added into the game. But everything that I've said about the game, I stand 100% behind. My nitpicks, my complaints, whatever you want to call it, um, I stand behind them 1000%. And so I think at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, it's a new year, but I'm afraid it's going to be the same game with just some added touches. Much needed things are brought back into the franchise that I appreciate. Chain wrestling, things of that nature, bigger backstage areas, all of it. You know what I mean? Like there are some good things to be like happy about when it comes to 2K25, but I think at the end of the day, a big part of like how I've been feeling, maybe you guys have been feeling the same way, is we used to have so many games to choose from. People my age or older, we had so many games to choose from when it came to different genres, right? You didn't just have Madden. You had NFL 2K, you had NFL Fever, you had NFL Street. You didn't just have NBA 2K. You had NBA Jam. You had NBA Courtside. Kobe Bryant's court. What was it? Yeah, Kobe Bryant's courtside, NBA Inside Drive, NBA Live. Um, I mean, the list goes on and on. And the same thing was with wrestling games. It was to the point where every console had their own specific wrestling games that they had just specifically exclusive to them. And there were games that you could try out. And even the bad ones you still played, but like, it left you enough of an appetite to where you didn't necessarily have to always play the game that you played, even though you would. Like we would all get the games that we got every year, but we still tried out the other wrestling games. Like me personally, I had the best of both worlds because there was a time where I had an Xbox, and when my brother was living at home with me when we were kids, we younger. Uh, he had a PlayStation. So that's how I was able to play a lot of the PlayStation wrestling games, was because I was playing it on his console, and then vice versa. He would play with me with the Xbox wrestling games and stuff like that. And then in Nintendo 64 games, he got to play those because I was the one that had a Nintendo 64. It wasn't until he moved out when I started even getting my own PlayStation, because we would both have the opposite system. He had a Super Nintendo, I had a Sega. So it was like we played those games and stuff like that. So I missed the industry where nothing was monopolized, right? But I think that now, when you only have one game that you can play in these genres, and yes, I know AEW Fight Forever is out now, but it's AEW Fight Forever. It is such a very different experience from what overall people want in their wrestling games. I think the fun factor is perfect in AEW Fight Forever. I love the gameplay. It's my favorite style of gameplay for a wrestling game, the Aki engine. But at the end of the day, there's still not enough there to really sink your teeth in. Another thing too, keep it on the subject of 2K. I wish, I wish 2K had all of the arenas available, as many arenas as possible. I wish that they had available. When I look at NBA 2K, and the reason why I feel like I have to bring up NBA 2K now is because, I mean, they're adding in the island, which is a NBA 2K mode, because it is NBA 2K's The City. So if you're going to start being more like NBA 2K, if you're going to limit community creations, why don't we have arenas, multiple, from every different era of wrestling? Every year we turn this game on, we get what? SummerSlam 1988, and then we have to download everything else from Community Creations. We no longer even get Raw's War Arena. This Raw's War Arena is from Community Creations. Why can't 2K put this arena in the game? Why can't we have several pay-per-views from the Attitude Era, so we don't have to waste the limited call slots and images that we already have with the game? Why can't they supply that stuff for us? We should be able for a long time now, pick every single WrestleMania arena that has happened before a specific year's title, right? We should be able to use all of this stuff. We have all of the championships, just about. We have all of the championships. So why not let the gamer, people who don't like modern wrestling, people who dig Attitude Era, people who dig the 90s and 80s, they want to make universe modes that reflect that. Why not be able to just, all right, I'm going to switch all these arenas out and put in these 1998 arenas in here, or these 1994 arenas, or these 1980s arenas. Saturday night's main event should automatically be in this game no matter what, every single year. Why not? If NBA 2K can have in legendary players in those classic teams from those different eras, because now they even have a mode called My Era, why not? Why can't 2K do that? Same thing with the wrestlers. Same thing with the amount of wrestlers. We shouldn't lose so many legends per game. We also shouldn't be paying for legends that once was in the game, but they're now making a comeback, like Mr. Perfect. I'm very happy Mr. Perfect is in this game. Very happy Lex Luger came back into this game. Thing that I didn't appreciate was that before they were in this game naturally, just regular. What was it, 2K18? You could just pick them regularly. Mr. Perfect was an unlockable, but he was already in the game, not DLC. And then in 2K19, he was just in the game. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was in the game. Well, to be fair, you just unlocked him in Showcase in this. But, I also feel like the Legends list should add, Now, if a legendary list kind of or if a legend, I'm sorry, if a legend his or her contract expires, I get it. They can't be in the game. But I still feel like sometimes 2K doesn't put certain legends in the game on purpose that probably do still have a license to be in the game, but they just don't do it or get around to it or whatever. I do think that is something that happens. That's just me though. But yeah, man, I just wish that they had a lot of that stuff, man. Last but not least, one of the things I want to cover in this video is multiple ring attires for each wrestler, which also helps for people who want to create universe mode. I mean, look, you got Shawn Michaels in the ring right now. I have to download a 1997 version of Shawn Michaels. Why isn't the 1997 or 8 version of Shawn Michaels already in this game along with the early versions of Shawn Michaels? It's one of those things where like 2K, I feel like they do have to respect a lot of the big legends that have come before in wrestling. Like it's a lot of it to me is more of a respect thing. A lot of it to me really is, it comes down to respect. Multiple versions of Bret Hart we need. Right? We need multiple versions of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is one of those wrestlers. He ain't the only one, because a lot of wrestlers have done it in the past and still do it today. Shawn Michaels is one of those wrestlers that he is notorious for every single match. Shawn Michaels is going to have a different look. Now, there's been times in his career where he's repeated some looks, like the look that he has right here from WrestleMania 10. WrestleMania 10 wasn't the only event that he wore the white pants, the red hearts with the black stripes in them. He will repeat ring gear, but for the most part, you always saw Shawn Michaels wearing something different. So why can't 2K, like a lot of the older wrestling games, why can't they give us at least a selection of maybe 4 ring attires, so that when we're going through our weeks in universe mode, if that's something that you like, you can actually switch that, right? Instead of just making it to where it's the newest look for some of the modern wrestlers, instead of making it to where it's the newest look for them, keep the wrestling gears throughout a few years. And you don't necessarily have to continue to add on to them, but I feel like it should at least go back 4 years worth of the game being released. Like, we should be able to pick what Seth Rollins looked like in 2K22. We should be able to pick what Seth Rollins looked like in 2K23, so on and so forth. Just have multiple ring attires so that when we do a PLE in our universe mode, we can make Seth wear something like PLE worthy. And then the weeks following up on Raw, we just get to toggle through and make him wear something different, so he's not wearing the same thing over and over and over again. There's been a lot of wrestlers, but there's only been so many wrestlers who typically wear just the one thing their whole career, or at least for a while, right? Stone Cold always wore the black tights, but his vest, his entrance vest, would change whether it said something different on there or the lettering was a different color. Same thing with Hulk Hogan. He had a different shirt, but he still had the same. It either said Hogan Rule or like Hulk Rules or Hulkamania, but he still always wore what we typically see him wearing. You know, uh, I think these things are like, I don't know. These are just those little details that I think everybody would appreciate. So we don't have to download or create ourselves different ring attires. Let us have that choice outside of the choices that you're giving us. Right. So I don't know. I think that is another thing that does kind of make it just feel weird. That's why I do like downloading different versions of certain wrestlers in this game, because it does feel nice to play different models. Like I'll show you guys one that I downloaded from Community Creations. It was a CM Punk. So let me go. And even though I hate the new Raw arena, I'm that type of gamer where if I'm going to use whatever era, it has to match with what it looks like on TV. It has to. And I'm not even watching a product anymore. But yeah. Let me see. Here we go. CM Punk. All right. Because in this game, CM Punk has the black trunks. And all right, so this is just one of those things. Like it's a little thing, but it does add enough flavor to the game once you can change a wrestler's ring attire. Like seeing CM Punk come out and what you're about to see him wearing. All right, come on. Come on. And that's the wrong one. That now this is different. This is different. I think I needed to go to two, but this is still different. This isn't the ring attire that he's in the game with normally. Yeah, this is not the ring attire that I was hoping he'd have. I do appreciate 2K25 for having the ring. Wow, he was about to hit the. Why was it like I was about to hit the ref? Um, I do appreciate in 2K25 the rings are going to be updated that much. I think this is going to be a first that they've done what they've could to have the newest arenas. Like the SmackDown arena has the blue mat and everything. That's actually really impressive, because every year a wrestling game comes out, it's always outdated in some sort of way, whether it's the entrance that changes or the ring that changes. They actually have the Netflix ring and everything in the game. I personally liked the ring before Netflix, when it was still on USA. That change was pretty cool because it was basic. It wasn't a lot going on. I still hate the LED boards. I'm still very much a fan of the old school ring. The LED turnbuckles are hideous to this day. I don't like them. But like I said, if I'm using the modern wrestlers, I have to use them in the ring that they wrestle in now. So it's just something that I deal with. But I hate it. I really do. Look at that, Snickers in the ring, all that stuff. Hogan's beer, like all like the Netflix sign, just ugh. I do like how they have the WWE logo in the middle. That's the only thing that I can really accept. I wish that's all it had. Was that I like, this is not UFC, WWE, or Endeavor. This is wrestling. This is not UFC or boxing. The ring shouldn't look like this. I'm just saying, it's terrible. It was one thing with the Prime bottle, but it was bearable because it was against the gray mat and there was no color added to it. You almost kind of even forgot that it was there, but that's neither here nor there, guys. Let me know what you feel in the comment section about this video, man. Yeah. And also just for the future, um, when it comes to me and playing 2K25, listen, I stand 100% by what I said. I am waiting. Not only am I going to wait, I might not wait too long, but not only am I going to wait for 2K, before you see any 2K game, 2K25 gameplay on my channel, just know that if I get it, it is going to be that I got a deal on it. And I'll explain all of that once you do see it on the channel. Some of you, I mean, it might actually be a sale for WrestleMania weekend. I don't know. I don't know. They usually do something like that where you can play it for free, or it's a sale, but we'll see. We shall see. Uh, but it all depends on what the actual reviews say. First impressions, that's honeymoon period. I will not go by first impressions at all when it comes to this game, because first impressions are always good. Even mine, I actually felt bad. Even my first impressions were just a little bit too good of this game. When you go back and watch that video on my channel, I it's that honeymoon stage. I gotta wait for the honeymoon stage to be over so I could at least keep it real with you guys if this game is going to be worth getting. Because I know that right now it ain't worth 75 or over, and that's not what I'm going to be paying for this game. So anyways, it is your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.